Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. Can you see me?
I can't. Hmm. Yeah, now I can. Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Cool shirt. Cool shirt. Nice.
Okay.
All right. Well, Muyngim, thanks a lot for joining me in this adventure. Well, as you know, I'm trying to develop a digital channel to share experiences of athletes like yourself and also expert people in the sports world. And in these conversations, I would like to talk more about the topic of mental health and sports, like how sports can help you towards developing mental strength and being more protected against mental health issues,
Yeah.
and yeah, and also more topics related to mental health and the sports world. And I would also like to talk about the current challenges that you're having in terms of your athletic career and also in terms of your work, because I know you work a lot in the sports landscape in Cambodia. So I'm just going to give a brief introduction to you. Muyngim has a bachelor's in pharmacy from the University of Health Science in Phnom Penh. She's from Cambodia. And you also have like a master's in physical activity and health science from the University of Paul Sabatier in France. Um, you have work experience in pharmacy, community and public health, adapted physical activity. Um, your current focus is on green prescriptions and how physical activity can contribute to improving health for communities. And you also work with UNESCO from the United Nations, wow, which is a specialized agency of the United Nations, as you know, that's aimed at promoting world peace, security, and also everything is done through international cooperation. There you are a youth and sports task force member, and you were recently awarded with a grant to write culturally responsive physical activity guidelines for Cambodians based on the WHO strategy, right?
Yeah.
You also have a major role coordinating the youth mental health project at the University of Putisastra in Phnom Penh. Nice. Well, I met Muyngim in Phnom Penh. Um, at the start, I already saw she was very involved in the sports institutional landscape in her country, in Cambodia, and working together with the UN and the government institutions to develop different sports programs for youth. Apart from everything that you do and everything that I just mentioned, you also have time to be an athlete, and you devote a lot of your time to one of your true passions, which I believe is running, right? I was fortunate enough to run with you once, and also I trained with you once while I was living in Cambodia, and I found out that you're an amazing runner, right? Both in the mental side, like you're very mentally strong, and also you're super strong physically, right? And I think a couple of weeks ago you ran the marathon. So you represented your country in the CA Games that took place in Cambodia. The race was held in Angkor, in the mighty city of Siem Reap, the city of temples. Well, tell us a little bit about your experience running the marathon.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for having me into this interview. It's my great pleasure to talk about my experience and also my passions from Cambodia. So, yes, in May, Cambodia hosted the 32nd SEA Games, and that I had the opportunity to run a marathon. Um, it was like one of the percent the biggest event that I have participated in my life. That I had a chance to stand out for Cambodia flag in the Southeast Asia region, and well, it's in the hottest season in Cambodia. So the weather was extremely hot. It reached to 40 degrees when we were running, starting from 6 and 10 minutes in the morning, but it's already very hot. And we all suffer from the heat when running, and some athletes could not finish because of the heat stroke.
Mhm.
And for me, it was my first marathon race. Officially, I trained the marathon before, but just in the training,
Uh-huh.
not to the level at the race. And it turned out that the official race in the big event is the marathon. So it was very hard for me
Yeah.
to do the marathon.
Yeah, I can tell. And what was the biggest challenge that you faced during the race? Like maybe you faced a challenge during, I don't know, kilometer 30, or what happened during the race? What were you thinking?
After the half distance, after the half marathon,
Mhm.
my leg feel very stiff, did not want to move, and that I had to slow down a lot. Significant slow down from pace 440 drop to 536, and at the very end it could drop to 7 minutes per kilometer, because it was like I had to slow down, otherwise I could not finish the race.
Wow. Wow. That sounds super tough. And with the heat and everything that you mentioned, like I have done it, right? I've ran in Cambodia in the past, and during the months of May, June, April, it's insane, right?
Yeah, and I still, my experience in running a marathon is very, very young. I don't know how to take the nutrition correctly during the race, so I carry the gel with me. But my stomach was not so tolerant with gel, and
Yeah.
after the race, I was hospitalized and got the IV. I vomited a lot, and it was so shock.
Yeah, nutrition and hydration is a super important
Yeah, yes,
im, important thing to do during those long distance races, right?
yeah,
Especially with the heat. And if you don't
yeah,
practice while you're training, like if you don't take the gels while you're training and get used
yeah,
to it, your body doesn't tolerate them. Yeah,
exactly.
it has
Yeah.
happened to me in the past as well.
And I only had 2 months of preparing for the marathon.
Yeah.
Before, I was just like focusing on 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer, and the longest distance is 21 kilometer.
Yeah.
I was planning to actually register for the 5K race for the SEA Games, but we do not have women in the marathon race in Cambodia.
Yeah.
And the federation has requested that me to run the marathon in order to represent Cambodia in all distances. So I agree with them.
Wow. Well, congratulations. That's amazing. That's amazing. Also, could you let us know a little bit about your relationship with sports, like both as a researcher and as a professional, your work with UNESCO, and also as an athlete? Like, what is your relationship so that people can understand?
Hey, my friend told me that I'm married to running.
Oh
So
my God.
so when you said relationship, I thought okay,
Yeah.
married. So
You have a ring?
oh, just kidding. Actually, I started running when I was on the third year of university in a pharmacy school. When I had a lot of stress learning and could not digest a lot of lessons, so I started just jogging 2 kilometers just for fun. At that time, it was in 2013. No, 2013 at that time, and then but nobody like running was not popular in Cambodia. There were not many runners, especially women. So I was just like feeling strange that I was running. But if I were in France, when I was in France, I did not feel that I did not have that feeling of going out running. It was not strange, but here it feels very strange. People look at you, especially for me as a girl and skinny. People would not recommend you to go running here.
Yeah.
And then but it changed my life ever since like I started running. Like overall, I feel more confident already in my study and in my physical look, in my also in the society in general. When I talk to people, I got time to get to know other people. Like the community opened up for me to get to see the different angles, not only in the pharmacy school where before I would lock myself only in the classroom, school library. But since I went out running, I met, for example, you, amazing persons, and also other different people. I feel so inspired, and that's actually changed inside me without knowing that at that time. I feel so good, feel so good. And then I graduated from pharmacy school and it changed my life until the point that I decided to to take a master degree in sports science.
Wow.
In Cambodia, there are no university in sports science at the not only the master level but also the bachelor level. You don't have it in Cambodia. So I had to find scholarship to go abroad to study sports science.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the Erasmus Mundus scholarship to go to France.
Mm-hmm.
And it it was very special because Cambodian pharmacists graduate and go to study master in sports science. It has very little related to health,
Mm-hmm.
health science. So it's very challenging for me to learn about sports, the movement, the biomechanic, because at pharmacy school we learn about medicine, drugs, and prescribe people when people get sick. Focus more about clinics, not
Yeah.
the public health.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some common subjects like biology, physiology, or the body, which is common that I could do well. A social part in the sports science, like you learn to analyze like social perspective, people running in Kenya compared to people running in Europe. And then for Cambodian, I have nothing to do with Africa or Europe. Like you are coming from Cambodia and then you learn the social science behind sports science, the mentality strength, the physical of different nationality.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, listening to you, like you mentioned, right, that being a woman in Cambodia and like being skinny, like it felt weird for people, right? That you're an athlete there and they didn't understand it a lot. What was it like for you to feel that from society, right? And how
Yeah.
did you overcome that challenge?
It feels very heavy for me, especially at the beginning, because I heard all of these voices telling me, "Oh, why do you go running?" And running itself is not so easy. You need to be a discipline. And then
Yeah.
when people tell you not to go, just added more barrier for you not to go running. So I could not really run very well. I could not really progress because of these words, because I could not force myself to go uh, a step faster. That's block me not to run good. for many years.
Yeah. Yeah. But well, you ended up running pretty fast.
It took quite a long
Yeah.
time for me. It's like 5 years. 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, you started training with other people, right? Did that help? You started running with other
Yes.
women in the community, also with some foreign women. I think when we ran with a girl from Hong Kong, or
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I recall correctly. I think she was from Hong Kong. She was a great runner
Yes.
as well.
Yes. So after I came back from France, things changed a bit in the country, back to the country. So in 2017, 2018, there started to be a bit more runner in the community. So there were quite a few more girls and that I could run with them. And that really helped a lot to practice running with people, take you out from your comfort zone and run in a faster pace.
Yeah.
In a proper training.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna jump now into the topic more of mental health, like
Okay.
from your perception, right? From your perspective, like what is the relationship between mental health and sports? What positives do you see from your experiences, and also what negatives do you see, right? Because I guess that at some point, especially competing at the level at which you are competing, and also trying to keep yourself like with a super high performance all the time, it can be also super challenging, right, for your mental health in terms of like how you perceive it, and also how you try to keep yourself, like you said, very disciplined, and that is super tough, right, mentally. Can you tell me about what you think about that?
You are right. It's running could improve mental well-being, but at the same time also get the pressure from my training. So first, let me talk about the positive mental benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one thing that is very significant for me is the positivity that I got from doing exercise. It's like in my brain, it feels so clear and it's doesn't feel so confused anymore. Like I got to think a lot of positive things rather than just look at negative things. And that's really change the way of thinking, change the way you behave, and change the way you live your life.
Yeah.
And then you get a lot of fun with your friends. It builds relationship in in your in your work as well because you are happy in when you are running and then you are happy at work and then it feels good from there. It made me more productive at work and more efficient.
Yeah.
But in terms of in terms of pressure, so before it was just like running for health. You run when you want to, like 3 days per week. But then when I reach at the level that I have to be a representative for the country at the big event, I feel so much in pressure because I feel like my coach needs to watch me all the time. Like if I follow the planning or not vigorously in order to make sure that I progress. And another side of me, I'm afraid of being injured because I keep running a lot. And I said, oh, I'm very afraid of being injured.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
another thing about mental things is that about food and nutrition. Oh my God, it's headache when you need to think to prepare your own nutrition for your training to make sure that you eat enough, you eat good. Otherwise, you feel no energy.
Yeah. Do you have someone that helps you with nutrition, or do you do it all by yourself?
I'm struggling to manage my diet all the time, and here I don't know, like who could help me with my nutrition here. And then I feel all the time I don't eat properly.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. They call it under fueling can definitely be a problem, right? And
Yeah,
yeah, as athletes, it's super hard, like to be eating what your body needs and not to be losing weight, etc. Right?
yeah,
Especially
yeah,
at the level at which
exactly.
you're competing and at which you're training, it's super hard, right? Basically, you
Yeah,
need to be eating all day long. Like you need to be having at least like
exactly.
5 meals a day, then
Yeah,
bringing food with you when you run, then obviously having the proper hydration because you lose a lot of water, a lot of sweat, etc. So it's yeah, it's super tough. I don't know if there are nutrition experts now in Cambodia. I don't know if there are many, but it's a field that
mm,
is currently growing a lot and that it's having more and more importance, which I think it's
yeah, yeah. It's perhaps there will be, yeah, so some nutritionists, but I'm not sure in kind of sport nutrition for sport people.
yeah.
Mm. Not sure about it, but it would be great to have some specialist in nutrition to advise uh, for you.
Nice, nice.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I myself, I'm also getting to know a lot more about the nutrition, especially in sports, and I'm getting good advice from some nutritionists here, and it's changing completely the way I perform, right? Both in
Mm,
training and in races, right? I
I'm
realized
sure.
how little I ate and how little I drank and how underfueled my body was, right? I always felt like with low energy when I was doing like long trainings of
Yeah,
maybe biking for like 3 or 4 hours. At hour 2 or 2.5, I was already done, right? And then I realized like how important nutrition was, like my intake
mm,
of carbs, of caffeine, everything, right? Everything has a huge
that's
effect.
great. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
That's great. Mm. Maybe you could advise me from your experience.
Yeah, for sure. I'll tell you the little things I know. That's that's for sure. All right. I would like to jump into the work that you do with youth, right? Because I know you work a lot with young people in Cambodia.
Yeah.
What is your perception on mental health issues for young people there in Cambodia? And how can sports help solve these problems? You already mentioned some things that worked for you, but how would you envision that for the general population in Cambodia? Because I know that now with well, the use of technology and how the world is progressing, for sure there are many mental health issues that the current generation or the well, what they call Generation Z, the younger people
Yeah.
are now facing, right? And I think in the
Yeah.
case of Cambodia, it can be, yeah, can be quite tough. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, we actually had an opportunity to conduct a survey on mental health among youth in Cambodia. We had more than 400 respondents about talking about their mental health. So, like almost everyone experienced having mental issue at some point in their life.
Yeah,
Uh, they don't really know what mental disease are, but they are aware about mental symptoms such as anxiety, being unhappy, frustrated, stressed, did not want to talk, want to escape from people, and loss of confidence, feel unhappy, no energy, just want to sleep sometimes. So this is the way that is cry about the feeling. And uh, we ask them what they do when they have this kind of symptoms. So most of them talk to the peer, like about 60 to 70% of them talk to the peer. but first thing they did is go to internet and search for intervention to help them to release from this bad feeling. But they did not really go to see the counselors because firstly they don't trust the counselor here. Certainly, it's end up costing money, and they actually told me that it's just feel like a massage. You went to the massage and get better just 1 hour, and then you feel bad again after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you think like sports programs such as the ones that you're working on with UNESCO can help prevent these mental health issues for young people?
Young people did not want to do sport in Cambodia. And most people who do sport are from their 30 to 40 years. Under 30 years, they are not playing a lot of sport now. They do not play sports. They hang out with friends. So it's difficult to say sport help them to improve because they don't do sport. They feel no motivated. And we try to encourage young people to do sport, but the campaign did not get really successful. They come to join the event annually, the annual exercise
Yeah.
once per year.
One per year and then rest again for
Yeah.
365 days until
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so we still need to do a lot of things about sport, but I find it very struggling and challenging to create intervention in terms of sports for Cambodians because there is no funding in sports in Cambodia, very little. So the UNESCO during COVID-19 had granted us $3,000. So we used that budget to develop the guidebook for Cambodians in Khmer language. So basically, based from the WHO guideline, and we translate it into Khmer and then as the reference for Cambodian from baby until older people with disability, pregnant women,
Mm-hmm.
and people with chronic disease, because they perceive that exercise is not something they should do when they are pregnant, when they are sick, when they are young, or when they're skinny. So this guideline just to help them that hey, you should do 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week.
Yeah.
So then you got to know, okay, at least 3 days per week, they go walking 60 minutes per day.
Yeah.
A simple guideline, but at least it's the start for them.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Making habits a lot more simple helps a lot, right?
Yeah.
If you tell them, yeah, maybe you cannot go for a 30-minute run, right? But at least you can go for a 10-minute walk or a
Yes,
15-minute
exactly.
walk. Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So what do you envision in terms of the landscape in Cambodia of mental health and sports? What would be your ideal world, right? And how are you working towards that with these programs, developing these guidelines, etc.?
So the guideline has been developed in Cambodian, but the next mission is to deliver the guideline to people, especially in the province, to let them read the book and download the book. And the second thing is the running community start to increase now. So it's a good time to promote sports. It's a good time to take sport as a tool to prevent the disease and to strengthen the mental health. And
Yeah.
I could say that in the next 5 years, Cambodia is developing fast, and then people cannot really catch up with the fast evolution. People get a lot of stress, and they just want to get out, and they really fear they need exercise from themselves, and that is the change. But right now, when people still have the choice between going to drink or going to exercise, they like to go to drink.
Yeah.
They prefer to drink.
Not the best decision for your mental health, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. I yeah.
But at some point, I think as community, there is the energy in the community that people are okay, join me for exercise, running, cycling, go to the gym, and now I think it started to spread to bigger groups. So I hopefully in the next 5 years it become the habit for Cambodians.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah, for sure. I think at least now, or from my perspective, when I was living there, at least there are small communities of people now giving sports a little bit of more importance, right? When I was living in Battambang, I remember that a lot of cycling groups were being
Yeah,
developed, right? Like many
yeah,
people were buying
yeah,
bikes and going
yeah,
cycling together. Yeah,
yeah.
that's amazing. I mean, even
That
I hope they don't go to cycle and then drink. I hope they go to cycle and then have a coffee or a juice or something like that. But still,
yeah.
right? It's very good news. Yeah.
Yeah, when they start to exercise, they will stop or reduce drinking and smoking. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Well, thanks a lot for these insights that you're giving us. Yeah, I think the interview has gone great. I don't want to take a lot of more of your time, but I do want to know like what you have in mind now. Like what are your next big challenges? Like what do you want to do in the coming months?
So, the next mission is to promote running, still running in the community, but this
Uh-huh.
time I would like to have more women into running group as well. So, my team called C Runs become with all girls trying to promote running to other girls.
Uh-huh.
We will do the monthly
Yeah.
event. So starting from every second month, there is a run, and everyone could join, men and women. But the purpose is to ask more women to join. And we start with 5 kilometers. So
Mhm.
every month we increase 2 kilometers. So I hope in 19 months we can have more women who could run a marathon. So in the next game, probably there will be some young talents who could run a marathon.
Yeah. For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And for you as an individual, like, do you have any races in mind? Do you have any big
So,
challenge in
so
mind?
yes, in August in Angkor Wat Khmer Empire Marathon in Siem Reap, I'm going to run 10 kilometer race
All right,
and trying to run as fast as I could.
all right. What is your objective in terms of
I,
time?
my coach advised me to do like maybe 42 minutes.
All right. Well, 42 is
Let's see, it's very tough to running
yeah,
here.
yeah. Especially, I think people that are listening to us don't know how tough running in the heat and with a lot of humidity is. Yeah, your time decreases a lot compared to running
Yeah.
in other countries.
Oh yes, yes, definitely. At
Yeah.
least a few minutes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, I think if you go running in here in Spain, you will run the 10K in 35 minutes or
I
something like
cannot.
that.
I hope so one day.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, thanks a lot for your time today. I think that you gave us great insights, and I am truly impressed with the work that you're doing. Like, I hope that you keep it up, keep bringing more women into sports, keep bringing more young people into sports in Cambodia, and yeah, and also that your word, I know it's being heard in other places of the world because you share a lot of stuff on social media, and you have friends from many different countries, right? So keep spreading the word, keep working as hard as you're working, and keep training.
Thank you so much for the opportunity for me to speak about Cambodia, about running, and about the people here.
Thanks, Muyngim.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Take care. See
Yeah, I
you.
hope to see you soon.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Bye.
Bye.